Hello, how are we doing, people? Hope everyone's good tonight or today, because it's kind of daytime where a lot of people are watching. Let me just tilt this a bit. Gosh, I've got a new chair and it's put my screen at a funny angle, but there we are. I think we're good there. I think we're good to go. Hello, Adrienne. Hello, Lynn Wilson. Hello, Michelle. Nice to see you with us. Thanks for coming in. Rupali is here as well. Right, great to see Rupali. Let's see who else. Carrie Gibson, Philip Corrigan. Hello, mate. Beverly Spencer. Loads of people. Lexi McCormack Parker. Howdy. I nearly said partner because I thought howdy partner. There we go. And Teresa Baltazar is with us as well. Well, thanks all for joining. This is going to be... it's going to be the usual show, I guess, but it's an interesting time. It's always an interesting time for some reason or other. But astrology is always active. It's always changing. Stuff is always going on. Dropped a card, excuse me. Stuff is always going on with astrology. And we are coming up to a new moon. That new moon is going to be in, let me see, 22 degrees Aries. And it's going to be 7:31 p.m. Pacific on Sunday. So that is just 4 days away at this moment. And be a few hours after that in UK, no doubt. Okay. Go. Glasses are reflecting light. I'm going to have to sort this out, guys. I have got a new device coming. It's in the post at the moment, and I'm really hoping it's going to turn up. Let's turn over a card, okay? Going to go with Kyle Gray, Keepers of the Light, with this one. And this is for everyone watching, just to set the ball rolling, get the energy flowing. And we have got Mahavatar Babaji. And he's talking about soul expansion. And that is a good thing to be looking at as we're coming up to a new moon, actually. He says, your consciousness is expanding. You understand the connections between all things. There we go. And I sometimes mention this in my replies to the comments on the videos. There is a universal connectedness of all things. Most certainly there always is. Everything works together. It was once said that God came to the earth as a glass ball and hit the earth and shattered, and we are the fragments all trying to come back together. And when life is pushing us from pillar to post, as it does all the time, in fact, actually all the time, generally speaking, it's well worth remembering that the divine is actually in all of us. There are many spiritual movements which will try and get you to believe that the divine is in their priest or in their book or something like that. But in reality, it's actually with all of us all the time. Hello, Sam. See you've joined us now. Welcome. Sam, did you see the video I put up yesterday? It's all about this stuff I was talking about. It's really hard to talk about, actually. But it's all about how, the way the earth formed and how magic works and stuff like that. I hope if you haven't seen it, check it out, because it's, blimey, it's the biggest kind of think I've ever had to try and get it down to a few minutes. I'm slightly distracted, right, because there's a mouse in the room and the cats are chasing it. Well, one of the cats is sound asleep, actually. She's given up, but Marcy is chasing it. She's having a drink now. But at some point, everything might go nuts and everything might get spilled over. I know what'll sort out this glasses thing. Just a tick. Wow, there we are. A moment of glare, and I've got the big lights on, and now the glare seems to have gone, which is fantastic stuff. Okay, well, great to see absolutely everyone who's here. This is good stuff. This is good stuff. Rupali was straight in there with a question. Oh, not so much a question as this is good to know. I took certification in tarot reading and Reiki healing. Way to go, Rupali. That is absolutely brilliant. Hi, Aaron's son, Lisa, I believe. I'm doing very well, thanks. You too, I hope. You're out right now. Hopefully, you'll be home soon to join us. So I hope so too. I really hope so too. Happy vibes to you, Carrie. Nice to see you. 3:06 in Texas. I guess that's 3:10 now. It's 21:10 here in UK at the moment. So here we go. I've been looking for Rupali's question because I knew there was one up there. Let's have a look at this. Will me and my brother Varun manage to get US visa by the end of this year? Me through employment and my brother through admission. Well, psychically, Rupali, I got a yes for you. I believe your brother will just get it by association with you, to be honest, but that's the wrong pendulum for this one. Let's use the aventurine pendulum, because this is an adventure, big star for your family. Oh no, there's a definite cat and mouse situation going on there, but I'm going to have to let it take its course. That's life. Okay, right, so will Rupali get her US visa by the end of this year? Yeah, I picked up yes, and I've got yes from the pendulum here, so I'm pretty sure about that. And the pendulum's doing wider and wider circles all the time. This is a good pendulum for online, actually. You can kind of tell that it's doing circles and not just back and forth, which is great. Okay, so that's a yes for you, Rupali. And to be honest, yeah, for employment reasons, you're going to get yours. What about your brother, though? What about Rupali's brother? What about Varun? Hope I've pronounced that right, but my guides can see what's typed on the screen there. Right. Yeah, that's giving me a yes as well. It's a much slower yes, Rupali. I feel that what's going to happen is you're going to get yours first, and then because of that, you're going to be able to get his, or, help him to actually get his, and that's how it's going to work, But it looks positive. It looks positive. And Rupali, since you've done certification, hi Twainer, and Erin as well, since you've done certification in Reiki and Tarot, right? Work with the violet flame, Rupali. If they haven't taught you that yet, they soon will. Work with the violet flame. Put the violet flame around that situation. Okay? Yeah, I'm glad to hear it. Put the violet flame around that whole situation, Rupali, and it'll make sure. But I got a yes both times there. For entertainment purposes only, YouTube, I've always got to say that. But yeah, definitely got a yes there. Okay, Debbie Schmoll is here. Holy schmoly, nice to see you. And Carpe Diem, how are you, sir? Great to see you. Yeah, you may indeed ask for a free. Let's take a look at it on the screen. Or will we? No, we won't, because the chat kind of moved. Yeah, Violet Flame Rupali works every single time. Just got to trust it. Okay, I did say yes to this one. Here we go. Carpe Diem, I don't think we've met before. I hope I've said your name right. But it's great to meet you, and thanks so much for joining us tonight. Is my Virgo lady into a relationship right now? Are there any chances for me to be with her someday? I'm Oliver. Well, Oliver, right now, I've definitely pronounced your name right. A card fell out, so let's read that card, okay? We'll do some pendulum stuff as well. I keep moving my desk around and stuff, and I've got a new chair tonight, and it's like made me higher up. But there we go. Okay, card I've got for you, Oliver, is this one, Soul Flame. If I bring it up close, maybe you can see what it says. And there is Radha herself. And she's saying, rediscover a lost part of yourself, experience relationship, harmony, and healing. So there is something to heal there, Oliver. Okay? Right. Is she into a relationship right now? I'll do a pendulum on that in a second. Are there any chances for me to be with her someday? Yeah, there definitely are, okay? Because we got this soul flame card here for you, Oliver. So there is definitely a soul flame burning there, and there is definitely, it's all to play for, okay? But it does say rediscover a lost part of yourself, experience relationship, harmony, and healing. Well, it's often been said, there are lots of things have been said about what love is, but a very popular theory, because I think it's probably spot on, actually, is that to really love someone is like losing a part of yourself and rediscovering it in someone else. And that, I feel, is the level between you and Virgo lady. But she is a Virgo lady, and she's not going to come round to it as quickly as you are. And that's why things haven't happened yet, basically. But it also says experience relationship, harmony, and healing. So that can happen, Oliver, but you've got to really put your mind to it. I'll use a different pendulum for this one because it's kind of a healing-y question we found. So first of all, is my Virgo lady into a relationship right now? Pendulum is standing pretty still. Back and forth, back and forth. No, she isn't. No, she isn't. Okay. It hardly moved, though. So that's not a really I mean, it's a definite answer, yeah? It's a definite no, but it's not really strong energy, so it feels like she doesn't care too much at the moment. Okay, but Virgo ladies are like that. When you're Virgo men too, don't want to be sexist about it, because it isn't just women. Virgos like everything to be neat and tidy and sorted out. Also, the moon right this minute is in Aquarius. I've got my book of moon phases and stuff here. And the moon right this minute is actually in Aquarius. And we've also got Mars opposite Neptune today, I think. So this is a day for kind of, heavy energies and worrying, getting concerned about things. But I think that's going to change pretty quick. So are there any chances for me to be with her someday? Okay. Yes, there are. That's a nice gentle circle there. Okay. Again, not really powerful energy, but much more powerful energy than when we asked if she was into a relationship right now. Okay. So that really fits with the Soul Flame card and Radha that came up there. Hope that helps you, my friend. I wish you the best of luck with that. Always got to say, can never promise these things 100 million%. Okay. It's just tricky, particularly when we're saying, is the thing going to happen in time? Okie dokie. So thank you very much, sir. I really hope that's helped you. I'm here to help. That's why I do this job. That's what all this development that I've done has been about. And that's what we're all about when we're trying to be spiritual, really, helping one another, because that's really what matters. Okay, so thanks for your question. I'm going to go to Jenny now. Guys, when you type in your question, okay, copy it before you post it. So that if I miss you, okay, then you can just kind of paste it in the box, the comment box again. Because that's really kind of quite advisable when I'm reading. I don't keep a list. I work with my spirit guides. And they draw me to people, basically. But right this second, I was drawn to Jenny, and she says, hello, can you tell me something about my future husband? Okay. For this one, we're going to change decks at this point, and I'm going to use this one. Now, those of you who are friends of Danny Shea too will know this deck. I've been working with it for a long time, and I know Danny has as well. He's kind of very au fait with this deck, and this is the deck I'm going to use, okay? Because there's a kind of a soul flame energy with you and your future husband, Jenny. Okay, I feel you guys are being drawn together. And I do feel it'll happen, I wouldn't like to say when. I'm always cagey about time. Sam, is it my imagination, but is feed running very fast? Well, my cats are running very fast, Sam, so who knows? Okay, but can I tell you something about your future husband? Right. Okay, basically, Jenny, your future husband is going to bring you down to earth, because this card says, get grounded. And it also says empaths, highly sensitives, connect with nature. Okay, I feel you're a fair bit more sensitive than he is, Jenny, and it's you're gonna really need to kind of ground yourself and be as down to earth as possible. That is never an easy thing for a spiritually minded person to do, but it's worth doing. Okay, it's because when we get grounded into the energies of the earth, that's when things really start making a difference. Look who's here! It's Marcy the cat. She's given up chasing the mouse for a minute. It's great. I don't really want animals being killed while I'm working. I don't want this mouse in my house, but you've got to be compassionate to all creatures, haven't you? So I hope that's helped anyway, Jenny. Get yourself grounded. That's the main thing to be looking for. Okay. Lynn Wilson likes Marcy. And I'm sure Marcy would like you if she could see you. She likes all my subscribers, all my friends. If you haven't subscribed yet, guys, please do. Please hit the subscribe button. And do give me a thumbs up for this one if you're into it, if it's making sense to you. Or even if you're just kind of hoping it's going to make sense to you soon. Marcy doesn't like me scrolling. Stop knocking things around, Marcy. Michelle, my bell, what do your spirit guides want me to know? Now, there is a question. Okay, I'm going to answer that with the same deck, actually. And Michelle, I haven't forgotten what we were talking about the last time you were on. And, I really hope that situation's healing in your heart. It's going to take a long time. I'm absolutely sure of that. A long, long time. Okay, what have we got here? It's amazing trying to work with a cat. So I'm not laughing about the situation. I know it's really serious. Just this is a very tickly cat, is Marcy. Okay, Michelle, I've got this card for you. This is Mintarkan. Okay, this came out quite recently. It's a card of the moment. It says, longing for home, belonging, the original light workers. Okay, so what has happened is the person who ended their own life that I remember we were talking about last time has essentially gone home. It's a reminder of that at this time. And it's because people go home at the end of their physical lives that we're all able to reconnect again. Okay, the soul is like a great big diamond up there in eternity. I'm not going to say in the sky, that's how we need to think of it, but it's a diamond that exists in eternity, and each reincarnation is a different facet of the diamond. So when your time comes, which is a long time yet, you will actually see them again for sure. Okay, because that's where it says belonging on here. Now that's where he belongs, it's where you belong, it's where we all belong, actually, guys. And maybe, just maybe, in the afterlife we'll all have a session like this and meet up as soul people, and we can become like ghost friends and burst through walls and scare people. That'd be cool, wouldn't it? But we are all going to meet up again. It also says on here the original light workers, and that's just reminding us, Michelle, that this is a very, very ancient energy. It goes way back. I did that video the other day about how none of us really know how old the world really is, and how science only knows some of it. And who knows? Who knows how far back the earth goes? And who knows how far back our incarnations go, Michelle? So try and see this as a moment in eternity and try and focus on that. That's what's coming through real strongly from my guides for you at this moment and for tonight. So thanks very much for that question, Michelle. Let us keep on moving. Teresa Baltazar says, soul brother, yay, soul sister. Okay. Yeah, Lynn Wilson, do post your question again. I will get there, okay? I will definitely get there. At this moment, right, Austin ADM, coming to you. Could I possibly get a spirit reading, please? Sure. Okay, most certainly. And I'm going back to Keepers of the Light with Kyle Gray at this point. One reason I was drawn to this one, Austin, is that something new is happening spiritually with you, okay? It's probably taking you in a direction that feels slightly out of sorts with the world you live in and the people around you. But go with the flow of it, my friend, okay? Because we've got this Vesica Pisces pattern right at the center of the back of these cards here. Every card in this deck has got that. And it shows something being birthed, something being born. So, something new is coming into your life. But it relates to ideas you've had for a long time. Okay, you're going to find supportive people. I suspect actually you're already in a position where you're aware of people who are willing to support you on that journey. I bet you haven't got a cat like this that isn't supporting you in the journey at all. Card I've got for you, my friend, is Cosmic Gateway, and I've just remembered you're a medium yourself, aren't you? So I hope this is confirmation of whatever's going on for you at the moment. It's like a new way of working for you. Horus, Cosmic Gateway, and it says, your thoughts are magnetic and powerful, miraculous changes are occurring. So it's that old law of attraction thing, It's that old law of attraction thing that's going on. You've been aware of this for a long time. Austin, I feel, right, this is a new level of mediumship or something like that, quite possibly branching out into physical mediumship, going further with it, basically. Some aspects of mediumship we can kind of do in front of a group of just about anyone, and it's cool. Some things like trance mediumship, like physical mediumship, are a little bit more hidden from the world, but nevertheless, it's a powerful message. Now, I don't know what aspect of that you're going into, Austin, but that's the bottom line, okay? And the card there is Horus. So that relates to time, really. Horus has a lot to do with time. It's ancient Egyptian energy, and I believe that you have Egyptian guides. I don't know that they would be like your main guides, but you've got Egyptian guides working with you at this point in time. So I sincerely hope that helps you. And thanks very much for joining us. And thanks for your question. Yes, it does feel that way. Yeah, okay, right. It's one of those things, right? You can usually tell, or well, I can usually tell anyway, because I'll kind of get reasonably reliable at a way of connecting, and then maybe I'll go to a church or something, and it just doesn't work. I just can't seem to get the messages out. Right? Sorry, I'm laughing at the cat. I just can't seem to get the messages out or anything. And that's because they found a new way of working. And the only way I've got better at that over the years is recognizing that it's a new way of working and changing tack pretty quick. Hope no one reads the writing on my mug. It is incredibly rude, but that's the mug I'm using today. Austin says, thank you. Thank you for your question, Austin, and you're very welcome, and I wish you the very, very best of luck with that. Okay. Seascape, hello, Andy. Yeah, I didn't miss you. Brilliant. I'm glad you didn't miss me. Salma is here. Nice to see you, Salma. I know it's very late where you are, but she's 2 hours ahead of us, so thanks very much for joining us. It's great to see you here. It really is. Okay. And as Twainer says, if you all want to show me a little love, we got coffee.com/Andy's readings there. I have actually changed that now. That link does still work, but it's now coffee.com/twig, and there's a link to it you can click on in the description under this video. While you're there, hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button. Okay, and if you're interested in a private reading, hit me up at 35and83@gmail.com. There's a clicky link down there for that as well, and I will be in touch. So, Lynn Wilson, here we go. Did my mum have a tough transition when she committed suicide, and was it accidental or impulsive? Right, okay. Let's focus in. They're all serious questions, but this is, I really want to kind of put a cloak of protection around everyone as we do this. And that's the first thing out of the box for you, Lynn, actually. Yeah, that there was a cloak of protection around her. So I don't think she had a very nice time at the beginning of the transition, but what's happened with your mum, like happens to a lot of people, the painful side of it, that's only there. It's a human instinct to stop us, like, I could put logs in the fire and just leave my hand in the fire and see what happens, if there wasn't such a thing as pain. Once someone is actually in that situation and it is terminal, it is actually the end of life, then that pain is taken away. The angels were close to her at the time. They were working with it to try and kind of get her to keep going, because essentially it wasn't her time. But at the end of the day, they couldn't persuade her. She went over. And when I'm saying it wasn't really her time, they would have liked her to keep going. But in the great plan of things, it actually was her time, Lynn, because you can't go before your time. That's an absolute fact. And that's a crazy sounding thing when we think about very young people dying, maybe small children dying even, and people who obviously had a lot of years in front of them when they physically die. It seems a tragedy to us, but we're here for the time we're here for. And when someone goes, it is actually their time. So it was her time. I don't feel it was accidental, Lynn. I don't feel it was impulsive either. It was something that she'd thought about. You said she was healthy and made 8 attempts. Yeah, she was pretty serious, Lynn. I hate to say it. I feel very strongly that I want to tell you it wasn't your fault in any way. There were certain things going on in her life that she couldn't face. And although she was healthy, right, she had a great fear of being unhealthy later in life. I believe there are certain kind of conditions that get passed on through your family, and she was very afraid of something like that. It was also very hard for her because she'd lost someone herself. So you weren't even in this state and had no idea. Oh, difficult. Yeah. Sometimes this happens. A dear friend of mine ended her life in about 1986 or 7. I forget now. But she, everyone said that was no cry for help. That wasn't a cry for help. And, it wasn't, she'd been suicidal for a very long time, actually. And it's something like that, I don't feel she was really unhappy, Lynn. I feel she was in fear that she would spend the rest of her life being very unhappy at some point. So I hope that helps you. Nothing really helps with a thing like that, it is what it is. But yeah, as Twainer says, love, light and hugs and blessings to you. Big style, okay, from me, and I'm sure from all of us, and from Marcy the cat as well, I'm sure, but she won't let my arm go at the moment. I'm working, baby. I've got to have my arms to use. Okay, hi, Priya, nice to see you. So glad you're here tonight. Okay, I'm still balancing a cat here. You can't really see her, but she's definitely here, and she will not give up. She will not give up. But yeah, very, very tough, Lynn. Very tough indeed. I'm absolutely sure. And I also feel it's been playing on your mind, Lynn. I feel sometimes you have dreams and it's as if she's still fine. And then you wake up and realise, and all I can say is I've been through those. It's the brain's way of making it into reality, But just keep on keeping on, Lynn, because I believe you're coping with it pretty well, as well as anyone could be expected to cope with it. And the time will come when your mum is always going to be there in that place in your heart, but it stops bothering you in your everyday life, and she's always in that place where you can go and visit her. That's how it goes in the end. Okay, but thanks for your question, and I absolutely send you all the love I can at this point in time. Okay, now I'm going to go to Lexi McCormack Parker. Here we go. May I ask a question, please? Yes, you've asked it. Look, it's on the screen and you're welcome to ask it. I would like to know if there is a particular skill or talent that I should be working on or developing. And before I even came to you, my hand had sort of gone and picked up Tarot in Wonderland. That's what this deck is. So we're going to have a tarot card by way of answering this question for you. Okay. Right, what we've got here is the Empress. And I'm going to come away from the traditional meaning of the Empress because Alice is the star of this tarot deck. The story of this whole deck is based on Alice's transition into womanhood. And so this is like your career's transition into going onwards and upwards, going higher with it, and your career maturing. Now, what Alice is doing here is caring for the Empress. So you're going to be a good carer, Lexi. That's the bottom line. Okay, that is your skill. That is your talent. Now, whether that's your career or whether that's kind of just the way you're going to be as a person, that's the thing to bring out of you. Your compassion. You've got great compassion. You really have. And the Empress is kind of a mistress of all things in lots of ways. She's very closely connected with resources. So you're going to find yourself helping people who can help you if you develop that particular skill or talent, or it's both. It's a skill and it's a talent, really. We can see that the Empress is like holding up this wand, which is like coming in front of Alice's arm there. So a lot of magic will flow to you if you develop that side of yourself, my friend. Okay, hope that helps you, Lexi. Thanks for your question, and I wish you the very best of luck with that as you go forward. And Sam says, let's put this on the screen. This is worth seeing. Okay. There is a man called Phil Quinn. He is a medium who has a YouTube channel, talks about suicide and afterlife. I have found him very useful since my dad died. There you go, guys. Note that one down. Phil Quinn. Quinn. He sounds like he's worth a visit. I think I might look him up myself, actually. I might have a friend. I think I've had 3 friends who've committed suicide at one time or another. One of them, it wasn't exactly suicide. He took a heroin overdose, but I think he knew he was taking a heroin overdose because I don't think he wanted to live anymore. It was as if he really kind of knew what he was doing. Lexi, I currently care for my son who he needs extra attention. Yeah, fair enough. Well, develop that, okay? the people we find in our families are like soulmates. We're all sent together into a family when we come to this earth. So it's that side of you that kind of has always been meant to be, if you know what I mean. Anyway, yeah, you're so welcome. Thanks so much for your question. Okay. Just doing some scrolling. Right. I'm just looking for a question. This is a great time to type a question in. Okay, I'm scrolling and looking, but I can't find one at the moment. Salma, here we go, Salma. Isn't our mission to connect the facets of the diamonds together? I mean, finding out how we are all aspects of incarnations. Well, it could be, Salma, it could be. But the bottom line is it's actually that eternal, it's the eternal soul, which is actually always in eternity, where all those facets connect up. It's interesting to know how they connect up, but the most important thing is to be aware of how those facets connect up and just aware of the fact that they do connect up, because that's what helps us really, really make sense of these things. And I know, Salma, I know you're always trying to kind of, find out as much as you can about spirituality. And that's a great thing. I'm not saying that there's no point in trying to find how the facets knit together. That is fascinating. You could probably, in the end, write a book if you look into that enough, which would be a very interesting spiritual book, actually. But you're dealing with lofty stuff there, Salma, like really high up stuff. And it's worth dealing with. I wouldn't let it be too much of a concern, though. Because we're almost puppets in the hands of the Almighty in this life. Yeah, we're put here for one reason or another. We never really find out what that reason was until we get to the other side, when our time comes and we're there again. Right now, though, that diamond, that eternal soul, is part of every one of us. Has got one of these diamonds, and we're a part of that diamond that's having a worldly experience. We're experiencing human life, and the soul is learning and the soul is growing absolutely all the time. Whoa, my other cat's woken up. She's having a drink of water, and I think she's going to look for the mouse now. I hope she's reasonably gentle with this mouse. I hope she just chases it out, actually. I don't want anything dying, especially not while I'm doing this. But, haha, says Salma. Good for you. Good for you. Right. Yeah, your cat Nimbus does sound pretty cool, actually. I like the sound of your cat Nimbus. I really do. And Nimbus is actually watching with you now. That is great. Actually, I'm catless. They've both jumped off. Well, Marcy's jumped off, and Tinkerbell's come to life, but she's having a drink of water, and she's looking around very suspiciously, trying to find the missing mouse. And I've left the door open so the mouse can escape. So there we go. I've sort of done all I can, really, in that sense. Okay. So, about the last 3 videos that I've uploaded have been about Merlin, and they've got quite a lot of views. I am going to have to switch tack at some point, because I can't just use Merlin like that. I was almost thinking of putting Merlin in the channel name, but the thing is, absolutely zillions of tarot readers use the name Merlin, for the good reason that it's a very powerful name, but I don't just kind of want to be another person doing that, really. Okay. Now then, Salma, yes, you can, and I'll come to you in a tick. But I saw another question there. I'm scrolling, looking for it now. And I can't find it. Okay. Let's go to Salma. And she says, can I have a card? I don't have any questions. Okay, Salma, that is often the best thing, because if Spirit have got something to say, it might be, even if you had questions, they might say something that isn't directly or doesn't seem like or sound like an answer to your question, but will actually tell you more than if you just asked a question. And I think that's the situation here. Okay, I'm still with the tarot at this point, and I'm having a shuffle here. try and make them come out a little bit differently every time if I can. Or at least, trying to allow my spirit guides to make them come out the way they're meant to come out. That's what it's all about, really. Tinkerbell's gone back to sleep again. She never... God, that cat... I wouldn't mind. I know they're nocturnal, but what's going to happen now? She's going to sleep on my bed all night. She's going to wake me up about 5 a.m. and then she's just going to go to sleep on the bed again as soon as she's been fed. So I just don't see the nocturnal stuff happening. I really don't. Salma, what we've got here, Queen of Pentacles. This is a great card to get, actually a really positive card. It shows a powerful situation. And what this says, Salma, is you've sort of earned your stripes spiritually. And we never reach our destination spiritually in this world. There's always many stages further to go. The journey is always longer. We're all, it's a lifelong journey, and then it goes on throughout eternity as well. But you have done incredibly well, Salma, and you've reached a stage of understanding. Okay, you're seeing your situation pretty clearly at this time. Just try not to overthink it, because there's a definite sense of completion about this card. The Queen of Pentacles is the sheep shopkeeper, and she does appear in the Alice in Wonderland books. And what happens in this card, Alice goes to see the sheep shopkeeper, and the sheep shopkeeper says she's earned the right to have anything she wants out of the shop, and Alice chooses an egg, so it's a symbol of new life. That's the next leg of your journey, but you have to choose it, Salma, because the sheep shopkeeper refuses to take the egg from the shelf and hand it to Alice. She says that would never do. You have to reach out and take the egg for yourself. Also on the shelf is, where is it? Mini Alice there. I can't handle the way the camera flips all the time. But there she is next to my finger. Mini Alice. But Alice doesn't choose that. She chooses an egg. She chooses to go forward. So, self-healing is an important thing with you, Salma. And, do keep doing it, because I'm sure it's working. But you have reached a point where you can most definitely go further. Okay, so see that as a new beginning coming in for you, because it surely is. It surely is. Going to Beverly now. And thanks for your question, Salma. Andy, is it spirit or my allergies? Every time you cook or clean your kitchen, my face, your eyes itch. Right. Okay. You've got a spirit cat around you, I'm sure. And I believe so it is allergies, but it's like this spirit cat manifesting through allergies. Okay. But it's a spirit cat in particular who's just around you because of a feeling of kind of love, and not just because of this particular cat, but because you have a love of cats generally. Yeah, that's what's going on there, Beverly. Now I feel that. Let's do a card and see what we get. Okay. Right, yeah, King of Wands. The King of Wands never tells you the whole story, okay? And whatever's going on with this cat isn't like going to give you any new information or anything like that. It's more kind of, it's for fun, it's companionship. That's why that cat is around. And yeah, particularly your eyes itching, I would say, is part of that, Beverly. And one thing you can do with itchy cat eyes, right? It's what I do all the time, because I'm allergic to my cats. I keep them because I love them, but I'm totally allergic to them. I run the faucet into the palm of my hand, and I go like that, and I blink in the water, holding your head in your hand over the sink or the basin, obviously, because water is then going to run out of your hand. Once I've done that, I find it heals quite a lot. Okay. Also, I'm drawn to your eyes for another reason, Beverly. Don't know if you would need glasses. Don't know. I've been getting headaches lately because these are very cheap glasses. My new glasses are being made at the moment, and you'll see them in a week or so. I really hope. But yeah, I feel new glasses would be helpful. Maybe go and see an optician if you get a chance. An ophthalmologist. That would be the thing to do, Beverly. Okay. Thanks so much for your question. Okay. Not necessarily, Salma. That's the psychic part of what I do. See, the cards, they never lie, but when you use them with spirit guides, your spirit guides will point certain things out in the cards as you're going, and will put thoughts into they'll talk into your thoughts, and that's what they do. They talk into my thoughts and tell me what to give out. Because when you think about it, if it wasn't for that, there'd be no need for mediums, would there? We could just kind of pick up a deck of cards or a book and just do whatever it tells us. And that's why we are like interpretative, shall we say. Okay. Erin O'Nugent. Do my guides have an area of expertise or any themes? Right. Cut the deck a couple of times at this point before I shuffle, just to shift the energy on a bit here. Okay. Right, yeah. Card I've got for you, Erin, is the Six of Pentacles. Now, how would this be an area of expertise? What your guides are really good at, Erin, is breaking people out of those situations where you're being driven by the past, really, okay? And that combines with bringing abundance in, I guess. Now, there's a definite kind of discrepancy in the abundance when we come around the Six of Pentacles, because Alice is there and all that food is there, and neither the Mad March Hare or the Mad Hatter will actually give her anything to eat or drink. They just keep saying, well, you've had it, and she hasn't. And your guide's expertise is bridging that gap between abundance and the things people actually want. So that's the direction to be working in, Erin. And thanks so much for your question. I am going to go to Mr. Philip Corrigan at this point. Please, can I have a card reading handy tonight? Yes, you can. And what deck should we use for you, Philip? Well, I'm actually going to use two decks for you, Philip. First, I'm going to do a Keepers of the Light for you to go with this. This is a 2-card situation, I feel. First card I'm going to do for you, though, is from Work Your Light, Philip. Okay? So this is a kind of a 2-pronged thing. First one, Soul Family. Call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. Okay, that's an interesting one, Philip. Look for might just find this out by thinking about it. Maybe you already know these people. But every one of us has a soul tribe, okay? People that we're meant to be with in this world. People sent to us by the angels, really. And like anything sent from the angels, you know it's right because it feels comfortable. You feel at one with the people, and you feel at one with yourself when you're with those people. So I feel there's a supportive group either coming around you or around you already, Philip. Embrace them, and don't feel you have to be out there on your own. Every one of us does have a very unique spiritual mission, but people are sent to help us with that, because it's a massive subject and a massive amount of work. So that's Soul Family, first card. Second card, oh, this came up yesterday. Melchizedek, Higher Learning. Right. Melchizedek, not sure, but he is very strongly, I'm not sure how he's pronounced. I'm sure that he is very, very strongly involved with the law of attraction. He says higher learning here. You have learned from experience. More inner study is now required to further progress. I guess that means to further your progress. You want to take your progress further. Soul Family coming in to help you with that. So take notice of them, listen to them, Philip, but always be yourself, okay? And I want to say to you, stick to your guns as well. That might actually happen that way, Rick Gonzalez, hi Rick. You got this. Thanks, brother, and you've got it too. Thanks so much for coming in. Let's see what Adrienne is asking at this moment. Do your guides have a message for me tonight? Okay. I'd be astonished if they don't, AQ. I would be astonished if they don't. Sandy, yes, no, you didn't, my friend, but I'll come to you next, okay? Because you're right underneath this one I'm looking at now. So you'll be the next one, Sandy. But right now, Adrienne. They're telling me to go back to this deck, so I will, because Oh, it's always important to listen to your guides. Let that be the first part of the message, actually. Your spirit guides don't always make sense. That is an absolute fact. Right, 2 came out, so we'll do 2 for Adrienne. Okay, your spirit guides don't, sorry, I said they don't always make sense. They do always make sense, but they don't always seem to make sense. Just kind of keep going with the flow if you can. First card for you, Adrienne, is no. Sounds kind of negative, but it's negative in a positive way. This is about causing a beneficial delay in your own life. Wait, postpone, pause, say no. That's what it's saying. There is lightning at the top of the steps at the moment. So if you go to the top of the steps, you might just get struck by lightning. There are unhelpful energies in the destination you're thinking about right now. Okay, but lightning, thunder and lightning, it's all part of nature. It's pretty rare and it moves on pretty soon. It's just, this is the time to kind of say no and pause and postpone. Okay, next card we've got, this is a lot more positive. Priestess, how are you being called to step up and lead? And that's what you need to think about. And this is why it's worth saying no. This is why it's worth putting this off, because there's more to learn about what you can do for other people spiritually and actually within yourself as well. And you're buried at work, so very stressed. I need to say no more. Yeah, fair dues. I'm sorry to hear that, Adrienne. That sounds like absolutely zero fun at all. It really does. And yeah, I'm sorry to see that. But yeah, Priestess, that is the aspect of yourself to be working on. That is the positive side of this. Postponing and saying no, even though it's a negative word, it's going to be a positive thing to do right at the moment. Okie dokie dokie. Right, Sandy S says, did I miss my card? If that's the question, I can get away with that one nice and quickly and say, no, you didn't. Because I haven't done it yet. For you, Sandy S, bringing out the Moonology deck. I haven't used this one tonight. Let's open the box. This is going to take a proper good shuffle. And I'm going to take a proper good drink of water before I go any further. Just the way these things hang together, I would have taken a drink of water about this time anyway, because it's a real good way of keeping the energy flowing. But I want to actually give that to you, Sandy, at this point, because that is what really came into me. I don't know exactly why drinking water works for mediums, but it kind of changes the energy. It keeps things moving on. And even if you don't consider yourself a medium, anyone living the spiritual life who is aware that they're on their spiritual journey, because we're all on a spiritual journey, really, needs to be drinking water. It's so good for the soul as much as it is for the body. And you're a moon person, so perfect. Brilliant. Sandy, this is your card. Don't let your past hold you back. And what we're looking at is the South Node here. Now, if you've had a birth chart done ever, excuse me, and I will do you a very comprehensive birth chart for a fee. Anybody, by the way, a small fee, very small fee for my YouTube people, actually, because I use software. Software wasn't cheap, hence why there's a fee, but I will certainly do one. Anyway, you don't have to buy a birth chart. You can get a birth chart free online from any of the big astrology sites. They're not massively comprehensive. Mine go into all the asteroids and everything. But if you get a birth chart done, you'll find out you've got a north node and a south node. And that refers to the north node of the moon and the south node of the moon. And whatever's going on in your south node is where you're coming from. And whatever's in the north node is where you're headed. Okay, and those two things work together. The journey to where you're going to feel happy and satisfied wouldn't be anything like as good if you weren't aware of where you came from, if you weren't making a journey there from somewhere else. But that south node, that past, can hold you back. And Sandy, I feel that at this moment, you're either putting off a decision or you're not quite happy about a decision that has to be made, because right this moment, something has made you really aware of the way things were in the past. Yeah, and you maybe feel that you'd be holding yourself back if you delve into this situation. But what's actually happening is all this has come up to put your thoughts in the right place, get your head and your heart in the right place, so you can like push forward and push on to the North Node. So overwhelmingly, Sandy, don't let your past hold you back. Really, really important to do that. Okay, and now it's worth saying at this point, we are about 4 days away from a new moon that is coming in at 7:31 p.m. Pacific, 10:31 p.m. Eastern on Sunday the 11th. That's going to be in Aries. And when we're coming up to a new moon, we're right at the end of the waning cycle. And that's a time for like self-examination and maybe making plans for what we're going to do once the new moon gets visible in the sky. And by the way, don't launch anything on new moon, okay? Have your ideas, but it's best not to launch anything until about 2 or 3 days after new moon, when the moon is actually visible in the sky, because that's when the lunar energy is really in and starts happening. And that's actually going to be Tuesday, the 13th of April, which is the first day of the moon in Taurus, and it's also the first day of Ramadan, so a very spiritual time. Okay, so think things through, prepare yourself, but don't let the past put you off in any shape or form, Sandy, yes? Okay, thank you very much for your question, my friend. Thanks for joining us. Here we go. Just going to look at this one from Adrienne. Does it help to charge your water with crystal energy? I imagine so, Adrienne. I mean, I've just never seen anything really bad happening because of crystals. The only one is obsidian can take you on a journey, and it's very, very ruthless. It leaves you in a much better place than where you started off. But obsidian can be like inviting the Tower of Destruction into your life. So I wouldn't charge your water with obsidian if I was you. But yeah, crystal energy, it's like Reiki, Adrienne. It can't overdo it. It can't do too much. It finds its level and it works for the best. And of course, you've got to hold that intention for it to really work. Okay. Sandy says, thank you. I know exactly what it is. Great. It's in regards to a spiritual gift that I ignored for many years and moving forward with it. Right. Well, I'm really glad that that's made sense to you, Sandy. It's very much worth going forward with gifts when you get the chance. I'll give an example. I've often said this to people who are training for mediumship and when I teach it. You know, if there's an opportunity and you're not ready to go with that opportunity yet, then sort of hold back, because you will get another opportunity. But someone I said that to once, she had a fantastic opportunity. There were 2 real fantastic world-class mediums traveling around, and they wanted to give her a chance because she was very, very good. And what she said to me was, I haven't got enough hair products with me and I'll look a mess, you know. And all of us in the circle saying, go on, it's a real good opportunity for you. And she didn't. It was something like 5-6 years before she got another chance, you know. And that would have been 5 or 6 years when she could have been like really doing amazing things that worked for her and worked for the people around her. So, yeah, do go with the flow of that one, Sandy. Make things happen. And another card fell out just before I move on for you. A personal issue reaches resolution, full moon in Cancer. Yeah, I think that just about says it all. Okay? And we're way off from the full moon yet. I haven't even got that in my... I'm not even on that page in my book yet, but it's coming. It is. You've got the fantastic opportunity now, so bringing it back. Way to go, Sandy. Way to go, Sandy. Hi, Julie Gagini. Let us go right now to Twaina Bernard. And Twaina and all the mods, thank you very much for all the work you put in. And Twaina, I'm going to thank you on behalf of Spirit, because you put work into other channels as well, I know. I was there with Celtic Tarot Sheila today, and you were busy there, bringing a lot of happiness into people's hearts, actually. And I know Sheila appreciates that, and I appreciate that. Still with Moonology for you, Twaina. Nothing will come of this situation. And this is void of course moon. So this is the energy of a void moon. And as you probably know, when the moon is void of course, there's not much point doing anything that's going to attract in any new action. Some astrologers say nothing happens at all during a void of course moon. Friends, I don't personally believe that's true. And if you just Google it, just Google when the moon's void, of course. If it's void in Aries, it'll be one thing. If it's void in Taurus, it'll be something else, and so on through the 12 signs. Every void moon does have a meaning of its own, but nothing really happens. It's a time for just kind of organizing things. Good time to catch up with emails. In the days when people had filing cabinets, I would say it was a good time to catch up on filing. You know what I mean? Just kind of keeping your house in order, that kind of thing. Don't be doing anything to attract any new action at the moment, Twainer. And when this card comes up, and the energy of the void of course moon, it's leading to something new happening. So you're getting close to a new situation that's going to take up a lot of energy, Twainer. Yeah, so kind of hang on to that energy for now. Just be calm. Just look after yourselves, look after your husband, look after your family. And in terms of your work, as much as you can, just kind of keep on top of it, but don't be pushing forward just yet. That time's going to come. And in a void of course moon, that time comes pretty soon. So it's close to happening. It really is. Okay. I am going to go to Judy Gagini. I should remember that because it's like genie, like the genie of the lamp. So you're like the genie. Okay. Any messages from my friend Tom on the other side? Okay. Right, I've now been told to put Moonology down for a moment. I've got my comfy chair here. No, it won't come into shot. There's something in the way. I've got my comfy chair and I'm putting all my cards on it while I'm not using them. Okay, tarot on this one. I'm picking up the tarot deck again, Judy. Okay, so any messages from my friend Tom on the other side? Okay. Judy, if you don't mind me asking, has Tom appeared to you in a dream? And you're welcome about the last name, by the way. I like to get things right. Has Tom appeared to you in a dream or something? I just have the feeling that something's been misunderstood somehow. Feels as if you've read too much into something, Judy. Feels like you've kind of just something's happened and you've kind of he hasn't. Okay, right, this is a message about life then and what's going on in life. Something's happened basically, and it's really what you want to give, Judy, is a yes or no answer. Either do it or don't do it, but kind of don't worry about it. Don't get concerned about it. The card I've got for you is the 10 of Wands, okay? And all these thoughts, all this thinking about it isn't really doing you any good. It's like these heavy wands that are tied to the guinea pig's back here. Focus on what's in front of you, all this good stuff in the wheelbarrow of your life. Don't look back. Whatever you do, never look back. That's essentially what he's saying to me. I'm just looking at another card here. Page of Cups. Okay, you can make the future whatever you want it to. And even if you don't understand what's going on, it's still an overthinking card. Even if you don't understand what's going on, don't worry. Just give it a yes or no in terms of what's going on at the moment in your life, what you feel best about. Go with your gut, Judy. That is the message. Okay, and he also sends love. He wants me to send you a virtual hug. So I'm sure he's sending you a virtual hug from the heavens as well. In fact, heavenly hugs are a lot less virtual than virtual hugs. So it's pretty real. It's pretty real. I think you might see him in your dreams before too long, because that seemed to be a theme as soon as I started talking about it. Nicola Yaquinta, thank you so much for joining us, Nicola. Rini, hi to you. Nice. I don't think I've met you before, Rini. Lovely to meet you. Thanks so much for giving me a shot tonight. It's great to have new people turning up. Really great. Pammy is here. Hi to you. Great to see you, Pammy. Got a lovely energy, Pammy. You really have. You really have. Okay. I'm scrolling and not finding anything, so I'm just going to take a quick rest at this point. Guys, if you've typed a question in and I haven't come to you, I'm sorry about that, really, because, I know people are hopeful, but it's just the way I work. I don't work with a list or anything of that sort. I just go where my spirit guides lead me to at one time or another. Because basically spiritual energy and spirit coming through happens when it happens. It's just the way it goes. So I'm drawn to people when my guides draw me to people, and that's just how it goes. So as you type your question in, right, what I'm suggesting you do is just right click, scroll over it and copy it. Or if you're on a mobile device, just hold your finger on it and copy it. You get a choice, select all, copy, do that. And then when I don't come through to you straight away and you want to remind me about your question, you can just paste that nice and easily into the box below where it says post a public comment or something like that. The comment box, basically. That's what I'm talking about. Right at this moment, I'm quickly going to put this up. Okay, 358and83@gmail.com. If you'd like a birth chart or to arrange a personal private reading for yourself, please do hit me up there with an email to 358and83@gmail.com. There is a link to that down below. There is also a link down below to my coffee page. It says there coffee.com/Andy's readings. It's actually changed now to coffee.com/twig. There's a clicky link down there. You can click it. Show me some love. Buy me or the channel a coffee or a tea, really, because I'm an English guy and I drink tea. What are you going to do about it? That's just kind of me and the way I do stuff. And I want to say a big thanks to everyone, actually, who has bought me a coffee. It doesn't come up on the screen here. Apparently there's a way I could do that, but I haven't worked it out yet. I've been trying. Let's come to Lynn next, actually. I've been trying, but whenever I finish and I look on my iPhone, I get a list of people who've sent coffee donations, and guys, I appreciate it so much because it lets me know you guys are appreciative of me too, and that is absolutely lovely. Hey to you, Marcy, glad you could join us. Thank you so much for coming in. Lynn has a fun question. Great, that's what we like. A fun question that's been driving me crazy for 4 years. It's been driving Lynn crazy, not me. I purchased a new camera, took it out of the box and put it in a camera case. I haven't seen it since. Where the heck is it? Oh, blimey. Lynn, I sympathise. Buying a new camera that's an expensive thing, and actually, this is one of the reasons I keep asking for coffee donations, because it's possible to buy a camera for YouTube and then find it's totally wrong. And I've just bought a second-hand iPhone X, which wasn't cheap. And that'll be here soon, making kind of better quality, wider screen videos, and I'm looking forward to that. But oh, blimey, the money just keeps going. So if you've lost that isn't good. I believe you're going to find it at some point, Lynn. I'm going to go with an angel card. Ask the angels. I feel, Lynn, that you've given up on it, and don't give up on it. I know it's a big thing to lose, isn't it? It's like losing a motorbike or something. You'd think you'd know where it was because it's a large object. But I'm going to ask the angels now, see what the angels bring out of the angel deck for you on this occasion. Spirit is having fun with you. Yeah, I did actually think for a minute, maybe it's like when crystals go missing and stuff like that, But it's just not meant to be at the moment. Right, yeah, hey, that's the case, because the card I've got is Phuel, Phuel, and what we've got here is intuition. Now, Phuel is the angel associated with intuition, and is also the angel associated. Oh, excuse me. Hiccups mean I'm right, so that's cool. Phuel is also associated with the day Monday. That's her day, okay? So if you're going to, find it, get your manifestational head on, Lynn, on a Monday. That's a real good time to find it, okay? Because I know you had a good reason for buying that camera. I don't believe it was just for kind of sort of like happy snaps, as it were. You had a reason, almost like a business reason for wanting that camera. I don't know for sure about that, but I do know it's important for you to have that camera, and it will turn up when the time is right. But use your intuition, okay? Good way to do that is to just take some quiet time, try and get into that meditative state, Lynn, if you possibly can. And the more you do that, the more chance you have of the answer just rolling down in front of you. And it really works, okay? I was in town once and I had no cash and no one would take my card. So I went to the ATM in the wall, you know, and I couldn't remember my PIN number. And this was just at the beginning of my journey as a medium. So I went and I sat in my car, actually, and I had this. I hadn't long bought this crystal, which is really a Reiki crystal, I guess, but I use it all the time. I hadn't long bought this crystal, and I sat in the car with that crystal, and I did the breathing exercises, and I meditated, and I saw my PIN in front of my face. Okay, it was in my subconscious all the time, for sure, but something about meditation brought it forward. Okay, you keep thinking the master closet, but haven't found it yet. Okay. It's a different kind of master closet, Lynn, okay? It's a closet for sure, and it's not a small closet, hence why it's got lost in there. But it's not the same closet you're thinking about. Rake all your cupboards out. That way you'll find it. I've got to rake all my cupboards out because I've got to make sure mice can't hide in the room. The cats are now looking for the mouse again, which isn't great fun, to be quite honest, knowing there's a mouse in here. I can hear it chewing stuff at night, so I hope it goes really soon. Kerry Gibson, hi to you. Thank you very much for joining us. A message from my father who passed many years ago. I miss his voice and laughter. And that's a message from you to him, Kerry. As you voice these things or type them in, it all goes in, you know, spirit of watching all the time. And that's the first part of the message, is he is actually watching, because you're going through some stuff at the moment and you really need to relax. Got an angel card for you here. This is music. You're going through some stuff, Carrie. Okay, so breathe slow, breathe deep, relax, and maybe this links into the idea of meditation that came up a second ago. Okay, but yeah, very, very hard to do that when we're actively missing someone and the mind is active with it all the time. There's going to come a time, Carrie, where you hold him in your heart, as I'm sure you hold him in your heart now, but that place in the heart becomes a place where your father or your loved one, you know, in your case, your father, will live, and your mind can always visit, you know. Your minds are linked up that way. And so the feelings you're going through there they never pass, but they get easier, you know, they get easier to deal with. But he's also talking about awakening, some new knowledge around, Carrie, okay? But look out for it. It's going to be very easy for you to just tune it out at the moment. Something's going to come up and it feels like you just haven't got time for it. But look deeply into every new opportunity that comes up at the moment, because something's awakening, okay? You're going to find some kind of correlation between something you've done in the past or been good at, a skill you've had in the past, maybe even a musical skill, actually, and that's going to correlate to whatever's coming up and coming into your life at the moment, because something new is coming in. Okay, thanks very much for that question, Carrie. I'm really sorry for your loss. You know, no matter how many years pass, we always feel that loss. My mum has been gone since 1987. I still feel it. Oh, excuse me. I still feel it all the time. I really do. Still have those dreams and stuff. Coming to Jennifer Durocher at this moment. Can spirit find my wedding ring for me? I took it off after we divorced 20 years ago and think maybe someone stole it or it's lost. Still in the same house. I don't believe it was stolen, Jennifer. It's not going to be easy to find, though. As I see it, it's kind of... Not sure. I think this is floorboards. It might be the bottom of a cupboard, but it's floorboards. And it hasn't fallen all the way through, but it's nipped in tightly. And it's so tight in there that it looks like a bit of dust or something that's got in between the floorboards. Now, this might actually involve taking up a carpet. I don't know. I feel like it's in a closet, though. I feel the floorboards are exposed in this place, Jennifer, and it's it hasn't been stolen. I really strongly want to say it hasn't been stolen, but use your intuition, friend, okay? Because a part of spirit finding things for you is letting them tune into your mind and you sending your thoughts out to them, and the two things merge, and that's when you get the kind of the lightning bolt and things make sense. Yeah, so I wish you the best of luck with that, Jennifer. Thanks for that question. And wow, April is here. Hi, April Evans. So glad you could join us, April. Okay, let's have a quick look at Priya. What will management decide for my termination from job? Oh, are they going to terminate you, Priya? That doesn't sound good. Let's have a look. Right, this is a tarot question. I think I've got the old tarot cards out at this point. Right. That job, Priya, isn't meant to happen. You know, you're not really meant to succeed at it yet. If you can see on the door in this card, it says Queen Alice. And yet little girl Alice is being pulled away by a frog footman at this point. So that termination, it isn't exactly that you deserve this termination to happen. That's the thing. And I think management are going to be fairly kind about it. I think they'll give you a good reference, something like that. They won't just kind of drop you in it with no references or anything like that. I think it's going to be an amicable parting, and the thing is that career is going to open up for you again in the future, because Alice is only being kept out temporarily here, and this is the 5 of Pentacles. Okay, so in terms of your career and making money and abundance, as we look at with the Pentacles, this is a staging point. Okay, the 5 of Pentacles is where there's a glitch, not termination. I'm really glad to hear that, but what I've got here is, what will management decide for my termination from job? So I can only do the questions, and I know typos happen. It's really difficult. Really difficult. But yeah, something's going to change. Management are going to be good to you, okay? I feel you'll be changing job. I don't feel you'll be stuck out of work for any amount of time. I really don't. Anyway, thank you so much. Well, Sam, right? Priya Talk calls me sir. You might have noticed Drupali Kana calls me sir. A few people do. In some cultures, right, if a woman talks to a man like a friend, that's like saying she fancies him or something, she's attracted. And when someone says sir like that, it's not always totally formal. It's just making the point that they're not coming on to you, So I think that's why some people do that. I always feel a bit uncomfortable, like sir was my dad, not me, Okay. Right. Oh, you feel insulted, do you, Priya? Oh. Well, don't worry about it, my friend. If you want to change, you can always bring positive change in. Okay. And it is meant to work out for you in the end, for sure. Kerry Gibson says, thank you, Andy. Music soothes my soul and allows me to be peaceful. Interesting that my question was a message for him. Makes total sense to me. Great. I'm glad. These things often make more sense to you than they do to me. And guys, if anyone's training to be a medium, this is what they mean when they say, give it as you get it. I'm getting hoarse, so I'm going to give myself a drink. Sometimes the message that comes to you seems totally mad, and you think, how can I say that to someone? They'll think I'm nuts, but it actually makes sense to them. So always give it as you get it. the medium who's the first medium to teach me, actually, he illustrated it by saying that once he was giving a message out and all he saw was a lemon rolling across the floor. And he thought, well, I'll tell this person, this lady who was doing the reading for, I told her, I can see a lemon rolling across the floor, but I don't know what the message is. And it was a memory, okay? This person who he was doing the reading for remembered her mother spilling a big bag of lemons on the floor and them all rolling around. So it was a real good link, and it proved that as a medium, he had contacted this lady's mother. So guys, if you're training, then yeah, always just give it out as you get it, no matter how wacky it seems, no matter how crazy it seems, it's going to work out, okay? And Priya is saying, Indians say, sir, most respectfully. Right. Yeah, great. I mean, I think that's fantastic. It's something we've kind of lost from the Western world, But the older generation of Americans would always say, sir, to anyone. I can remember being on a train in Canada and I was like 15 years old. And this guy said, is this seat taken, sir? And he was older than me. But it's just a form of respect. And it's really positive. April Evans, may I have a card, please? Yes, you may, April. It'll be my great pleasure to draw a card for you, April. Okay, what we're going to go with here. Oh, Queen of Swords. There's a decision to make, April. There's a decision to make, and it's not a straightforward decision, April. There are several different directions you could go in at this point. You've got to decide what's the best decision. It's like a course of action. Might be either a course of action for you or a course of action that you're going to recommend for someone else to take. But it's a course of action. You've got to decide for the best. So weigh it up, clean and cold. Be just like, cold judgment. I know you're not a cold-hearted person, April, but just use your judgment in a cold way. Because look, the Queen of Swords here, she just doesn't look happy, does she? I don't think I'd like to. I think if I met her on a dating site, I'd swipe the other way. I really do. And there she is, enthroned, and she's holding up that sword. And the thing is, some kind of decision has to happen. This absolutely has to happen. No good putting off the inevitable, okay? But weigh it up carefully and judge it in terms of this world, okay? Ask your guides, ask your angels to help you with it for sure. But this is a real-world decision, April, that you've got to work on. And don't work on it and work on it for ages. Just make a decision, okay? There's no new information coming in. Just make that decision, and then you'll be away, okay? Thanks for your question, April. Great to see you here, by the way. Priya says, may depression make you feel hungry a lot? That's an interesting one, Priya. Yes. It ties up very closely, right, with... it's like a primal instinct, okay? Right, I've got to find the words for this. This is complicated, and I'm going to try and say it as quickly as I can. Right, what happens, particularly if you're not sleeping, right? This is an instinct that goes back to animals when they were worried that they weren't getting enough food, or if they were ill. Excuse me, I dropped a card there. Let's pick that one up. If an animal was ill or weak or getting older or something, that animal would wake up very early in the morning because it didn't feel it could compete with all the other animals in its world, in its local area, So it would get up before the other animals and have this instinct to wake up early, to go around and get whatever food was around before the big guns woke up and came out and ate it all and they couldn't get anything. Okay, now depression ties into that. Okay, depression makes you feel like life isn't going to work out. That can make you wake up early, and for the same reason, because it's linked to that hungry instinct, it can make you feel hungry. That's only one side of it. That's only one way. But yes, it absolutely can, Priya. So hey, thanks for that. That was a very interesting question, Priya, and thank you for that one. I ate rice, one bowl. Now again feels like I must eat. Well, try not to let it rule you, Priya, okay? But at the same time, don't make yourself uncomfortable. Too much food makes you put on weight, and then you feel it's not so good for your heart, and you don't feel good. But like if you eat another bowl of rice, you're not going to suddenly explode like Mr. Creosote or something. Just kind of take your time and let things work out. But try and be happy, do what makes you happy, Priya. That's what matters. Okay, friend. Thanks so much. Okay. I can well believe Carrie Gibson is great, April, especially if she's one of your best friends. Yeah. Okay. Right, let's put that up on the screen. I've had a look at this. I've had a look online at this. For your information, friends, says Adrienne, there is a beautiful tarot game called Sephiroth on Kickstarter right now. I backed it and can't wait to get. Yeah, have a look at it. It's very interesting. And Adrienne has a very good nose for sniffing out, or a very good eye for seeking out new and interesting tarot decks. Yeah, and she is a sweetheart. I bet she is, April. And so are you, April. I've met you, haven't I, April, on Zoom? And that was fun. Sam is going off well. Peace to you, Sam. Blessings. Have a great night's sleep, because it actually is night, because it actually is in the UK. And Sam, if you haven't seen it yet, check out that video about Merlin and how he flew the stones across the sea. What I put up yesterday. Priya. One of my favourite, very kind soul on this. Thank you very much. I'm really glad you liked the video as well. Guys, do give me a thumbs up if you haven't yet. Helps the algorithm, helps the channel no end. And that's very sweet of you to say that, Priya. And thank you. You're a great person to have around. I hope you'll join us for future videos. And there are future videos. The next one's going to be Sunday at the same time. That is 9 p.m. UK, 3 p.m. Central USA. Same time as this one, basically, on Sunday. And another one next Wednesday, same time. In between, I'm going to just try some random, much earlier times, because I want to kind of catch up with UK people a bit more, and, kind of people get tired. So, look out for them. They're coming up all the time. There are more uploads coming up. I made an upload today, actually. Excuse me, or I made half of it. That will be getting uploaded either tomorrow or Friday. Probably tomorrow. I'm feeling uploady at the moment. That's kind of what I'm about and what I'm doing. Looks like the questions seem to have I think people have asked their questions at this point. I'm kind of knackered and tired and stuff, so I might actually bring the video to a close fairly soon, but not right this minute. If anybody wants to ask a question, please do, because there is still I usually keep going for an hour and a half if I can. Time for Philip and his spiritual guides to send healing to everyone. Yeah, good emotion. I second that emotion, Philip. Good thought. Okay. Oh, you missed us on Sunday, April. This happens. Lynn, yes, it's okay to ask again for sure. It's absolutely fine to ask again. Once everyone's asked their questions, I won't just kind of sit here talking endlessly. But yeah, it's fine to ask again. It really is. So go ahead and ask. Thanks for your videos, Andy. Love them all. Thanks for all your support and help, Adrian. I'm really, really glad you're around the channel. And, oh, Nicola, right, okay, I haven't done Nicola yet, have we? And I kind of meant to do a message for Nicola. If you feel there's a message for me, that would be lovely. There must be, Nicola, there must be. Okay. 3-card tarot for you on this occasion. If I can stop dropping them all over the place. Right. Reticence seems to be the key word here, Nicola. It's like you're holding back from something. Something that went wrong in the past, okay? I feel people haven't been entirely kind to you. Maybe that's in the present, but it's linking you mentally back to a time when people weren't very kind to you in the past. And because of that, you're like the little mouse here hiding in the teapot. This is the 4 of Pentacles, though, so it's definitely a sign of abundance. Really a sign of abundance. Okay, but you need to be getting out of the teapot and taking a bite out of that biscuit where my other finger is. That bite out of the biscuit, okay? It's your biscuit. Get out the teapot and take a bite out of it, Nicola. Also, what we've got here in the middle, kind of heart of the matter of this one, number 9, the Hermit. Okay, and if this is a person, so be it. Maybe it's a situation, but something's moving away from you at the moment. It has to evolve, or that person has to evolve on its or their terms, basically. Okay, so you have to kind of let go. You will be all in touch. It will be all wired up and working again, but for now, let it go. End card here, 10 of Swords, okay? And what we can see here is someone's been chopped to bits, but it's happened for a reason, and there is no blood in this card at all. So it's quite a compassionate 10 of Swords. There's a new dawn coming, Nicola. You can see that in the top of the card there. There's a new dawn coming. So don't worry, right? Allow yourself to be disassembled a bit. Allow the situation to fall apart. Sometimes we can't save a situation. Sometimes we just got to let it fall apart. And once it's fallen apart, you can start rebuilding it then. And that's the way it's meant to be. Okay. Hope that helps, Nicola. And thank you for all your support as well, by the way. Rick Gonzalez. Oil Painter's here. Hi to you. Thanks for joining us, Oil Painter. Rick Gonzalez, can you pull a card for me? Thanks. Most certainly, Rick. Let's go in the angel cards. I haven't been using these angel cards enough, I don't think. So let's use them now. Let's cut the deck. Right, Rick Gonzalez. Grounding is what it's all about here. What we've got is the earth. The angel is Archangel Ariel. And it's the earth. And there is, what's that in the tree? Just beautiful flowers and nature showing through the trees there. Okay, and what we can see here is this lady is actually growing out of the earth. She's got her roots down in the earth. Grounding is what it's all about, Rick. Visualize those roots coming out of your feet and going deep, deep down into the earth. It's a very great form of protection. Actually, very great form of protection. And I'm not saying you need protection, but you need to kind of stabilize, have a bit more gravity around you at the moment. Really let yourself get in touch with the earth. Okay, spend some time in nature as well, if you possibly can. Another meaning of this card, I've worked with this deck for a very long time, and my guides point things out to me in them. Another meaning of this deck really is that healing is coming to you. Okay, I can see like the chakra Shoku-rei symbol coiled around your head. It's like as if you draw that symbol down over your body. So it's good to ask for healing, but ground yourself and visualize yourself pulling that healing down all around your body. Okay, because for some reason it needs to come in at the present time. Selma says, am I going to see Mum soon again? I miss her. Let's have a quick look. Okay, 30 minutes to freedom, Adrian. God, that is ages. Blimey. That reminds me of when I've run out of tobacco and it's 30 minutes until the tobacco shop opens again. Oh, dear. Kill me now, so to speak. Selma, am I going to see Mum again soon? Not all that soon, Salma. The pendulum is shaking quite a bit, okay? But it was giving me a circle. It was giving me a, yes, clockwise circle as well, which is pretty good, I think. Okie dokie. Now then. Wow. Oh, Celtic Tarot. Sheila is here. Hello. Right. I'm really glad you've joined us, Sheila. I really enjoyed your video earlier. And the trolls were out in force. I've been troll blessed tonight. They haven't been out in force. But I'm sure it was that Mars opposite Neptune thing. Really not great. Rick, thanks. I appreciate you. Got this great. You got it too, Rick. And the angels have got your back, mate. So keep on going. Jackie Walters, Andy, do I need to sell my house? Too many variables for me to figure out how it figures into what I want to manifest. Okay. Right, you actually can't. You do need to take charge of the situation and figure it out, to be quite honest, Jackie. And that's not easy, okay? But just don't let anyone rush you into it. We'll see why now. Okay, card for you is the Wheel of Fortune. That's the card that's come out. So it's a mad race, okay? In the great scheme of things, nothing has been decided yet. Okay, Jackie, you've really got to... the thing to do is bring it down to brass tacks, as we say in Britain. Just the very basic, the very most basic choice, you know, that you can make. Just too many variables. Yeah, well, work through those variables one at a time, Jackie, because it's too important to just leave it to fate. Honestly, it really is. You need to have a hand and you need to kind of steer the fate of it as you go forward. But it's going to be okay. All right, the Wheel of Fortune is not a bad card. It resolves itself in the end, and that's what will happen. But just go through those variables one at a time. Judge each variable on its merits. Make a decision. What about that variable? Okay, and then you'll have a list of no's and a list of yeses, and then you'll know if you need to sell your house for sure. And every little bit of it that you sort out, every little bit of it that you sort out makes the rest of it a whole lot easier to sort out. Hope that helps. I really hope that helps. And I wish you the best of luck with that, Jackie. Thanks for your question and thank you for joining us. Well, my friends, let's do Sharon. Let's do Sharon's question here. Question: some blue lights in my apartment. Any reason or just natural aspects? I believe you've been asking for healing, Sharon, because blue lights can be orbs and they can be spirit activity for sure. I feel it is. But more than anything, a flashing blue light is a great symbol of Archangel Michael in my little circle of friends. It's, you know, and I actually think it's Archangel Michael bringing protection, showing you that you are protected. So whatever you're worried about, Sharon, let it go, okay? Because Archangel Michael is going to be on the case. He is always on the case. Right, guys, going to do a card for everyone. Moonology card at this point, okay? Because when I come back on Sunday, we will be into the new moon. So as we go forward, all of us, right, make plans for what we're going to do with that new moon energy, because it's coming in a big way. Don't put the plans into action yet, like I said earlier, okay? Give it plenty of time, because it's only kind of like really Tuesday, I think. Where's my book? Oh, here it is under the angel cards. Tuesday is the beginning of Ramadan, and the moon enters Taurus as well on Tuesday. So we've got to get away from that Ramrod Aries energy on Tuesday. We get into Taurus, that lovely bull energy. And, you know, things are better. Launch your plans on Tuesday, but be making your plans now, guys, because we're coming up to the new moon, and now is the time to make the plans. We're going to do a card now for everyone who's with us tonight and everyone who's watching in the future. Okay, what have we got here? Full moon eclipse. Conclusions are within reach. Right, guys. And if there's something that you need to work out, go out and, you know, if you can, go out at night, actually, and look at the moon. There's not much to see at the moment, actually, but you can still look up at the stars as long as you've got a clear sky. And I'm sure there's clear skies going on somewhere in the world. Not in Britain at the moment. We've had 2 Arctic storms this week, and there's another one due on Friday. Isn't that just dandy? Good God. But yeah, conclusions are within reach. So yeah, going outside into nature is good as long as you're safe. Okay, if not, just like switch the lights off in your room and look out the window at the night sky, and that'll help you focus on the conclusions that are coming in. Okay, please visit Celtic Tarot. Sheila Aronson has put the link up in the comments there. Great stuff. Thank you, Lisa, and thank you, Sheila, for everything that you do and for looking in on us tonight. Right, can we have a message from the Buddha? I don't know. Let's see if I'm going to do that. Okay, I'm going to try and do that. I'm going to try and do that, because why not? Why not? Oil painter, can we have a message from the Buddha? We'll see if the Buddha card... I cut the deck and I got the Buddha card, which is increased awareness, deep connection, trust your inner voice. And it's when you trust your inner voice that you really make spiritual progress, yeah? Absolutely, big style. He's not wearing a gold robe for no reason. This is solid gold information that comes when you trust your inner voice, okay? Because we've all got that inner voice and it's all teaching us something. And I've let him guide me to the next card in the deck as well, which is Paul the Venetian, Experiencing Grace. Now, I've talked in a few of the messages tonight, I've been talking about meditation and spending time in that meditative space. It's really strongly, very, very strongly worth doing meditation every time, friends. Sometimes we go into meditation and all we can think about is, oh my God, have I left the iron on? You know, did I unplug the kettle? Is there like a mouse in the toaster that's going to set fire to the house? You know, all that stuff, it stops us meditating. But that was always going to happen. So go into the meditation anyway. If a thing like that comes up and blocks you out from thinking your beautiful thoughts, just put that problem on a cloud, let it float away, because that problem will still be there when you come back from your meditation. You can see the problem again, you can work through it again, and you can get through it. It's really important to have that meditative time, okay? And then, like Paul the Venetian is talking about here, you will experience grace. It says, share your gifts with grace. Waves of inspiration and love are coming to you. So, not exactly the Buddha, because we had the Buddha then Paul the Venetian, but I let the Buddha energy guide me towards Paul the Venetian there. So that's what we're all about. Okay, guys. Well, hey, thank you so much. As Lisa says, yeah, there's the email address if you'd like a private reading. I will quickly pop it up on the screen again there. That's where to hit me up. There's a link in the description down below. There's also a link to ko-fi.com Andy's readings, which is going along now, and it's coming out of this side again very slowly. ko-fi.com/Andy's readings. There's a clicky link down in the description that actually says ko-fi.com/twig, but it's the same thing. It'll go to the same place, and that's a wonderful way of having donations, because Ko-fi does not take a cut. Patreon takes a cut, YouTube takes a cut, but Ko-fi never takes a cut. That's the great thing. I'm afraid PayPal does, but hey, what are you going to do about it? That's PayPal for you, isn't it? That's the life we've got to live. That's what we've got to go through. But friends, I've really enjoyed this session tonight. I actually feel refreshed. Sometimes I'm tired after these. I actually feel refreshed tonight. So thank you guys for all the beautiful energy you've brought to us. Thanks so much for watching. If you're watching in the future, thanks so much for watching. Thumbs up, hit the subscribe button. Makes all the difference in the world. Leave me a comment, guys. We can share the journey. I'm afraid the live chat takes about 12 hours to appear on the replay. I wish that wasn't so, but it is. Some craziness with YouTube. But as soon as the video's replaying, you can leave me a comment. That way we can share the journey. So I hope I'll see you again very soon on the next live session at this time, which is going to be Sunday. There'll be more lives in between because I'm experimenting with times. Keep it real. Keep it twig, brother. Check out Sheila. Check out Bathrobe Tarot. Check out Oracle of Whimsy. All top people doing top readings all the time. And with that, love and light. Thank you, Cheryl Lunton. By the way, you're awesome too. Love, light, blessings, and where's the camera? There we are.